Hello, everyone. It's time. It's time to play some LOTRO. And I hope everyone out there is doing good. I hope that your holiday season is going swimmingly. I don't have a very festive drink. I just have a wildly inappropriate mug because I'm playing a dwarf tonight. This is like I don't know what this is. We'll call it a petty dwarf. And yeah, so I don't have any mulled wine, any fancy holiday beer or anything like that. Just got a little cup of tea. Nice little cup of tea. So like I said, I hope the holiday season is treating everybody well. We got a lot of surprising things to talk about today. Maybe not too surprising, but surprising enough. First of which is ba-ba-da-ba. Hark the herald angels sing. You gotta have a little Christmas lights today. I think I saw this on Geek Byte. Geek Byte had the Christmas lights going on his stream earlier today. And I said, that is a great idea. We're going to put some Christmas lights on the show today and see what happens. And what else we got going on? First of all, we are here on the stunning Treebeard server, however, I'm not playing Penphilos, my usual high elf guy. So good. I got the mic all up on my grill as well on the Boca, so you can hear me slurping. No, it is not Penphilos. It is Mr. UC emerging from the shadows there. I'll tell you why we're playing with him in just a minute. I want to remind you guys that the Beneath Your Feet podcast is having a giveaway. Next week, I will be on the official LOTRO stream and announcing the winners. And if you want to get in on this sweet action, before I forget, make sure that you head over to my blog, the blog for the show, I should say, and you can enter there. We're having a pretty sweet giveaway, giving away a Steam gift card, some tavern stickers, because, first of all, the most recent episode, which just came out, is all about taverns. So you can click the link there in the chat if you want to log on and enter. And, it's just like a fun community holiday giveaway to promote the show and give a little something to you all for hanging out with me and supporting the show for all these years. So that's that. So let's get back to the actual game and what the heck we're doing here on Treebeard as we kind of warm things up. So good. So good. I don't usually like herbal tea, but that's quite good. Anyways, what are we doing here? So, friends, I have a confession to make. My name is Shoreless, and I'm an altaholic. Ever since I started playing this game back in open beta, and in the years off and on in the game following, I have always played way too many characters, and it's not good. It's not a good habit to be in, but it's what it is. And when I started up on Treebeard, I said, this is it. I'm going to have one guy. We're going to take it slow because it looks like the release schedule is only going to be, every 6 months or so. We'll get some new content January 5th from Moria. And I'm going to deed it out. I'm going to get all the quests done. I'm going to get as many deeds done as I can. I'm going to focus on one character. I'm going to do the festivals on this one character. And it was going well, really up until yesterday. What happened yesterday? Well, long story short, I needed some stuff crafted. I needed some rich iron ingots to get my main character's weaponsmithing up. I didn't have any rich iron ingots. I could not find any in the auction house. Nobody in the kinship could help me out. So what did I do? Rolled up a character to smelt these ingots for myself. And I thought, I've always liked the idea of the stout axe burglar because, the longbeards, they're not very sneaky. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had to hire Bilbo. They don't sneak; they charge into battle like maniacs. But the stout axes, that kind of makes sense. They've been subjugated by Mordor. They've been lurking in the shadows for so long. So yeah, and I always like that motif in D&D and other fantasy worlds of like the sneaky dwarf. So I said, all right, we'll roll him up. I love burglar. My main character on Landreval is a burglar. I love the burglar, and he'll just be my crafting guy. And then one thing led to another. And all of a sudden, I do a lot of crafting. He's approaching level 20. Level 20s, it was when missions start. And something else I've been thinking about since they came out Last year with Three Peaks is the missions, because I like skirmishes. I don't do a lot of skirmishes because there's so much content always coming out, but I like the skirmishes. When missions came out, they kind of seemed like a slightly remodeled, reskinned version of the skirmishes, and I played through most of them on my various main characters on Landreval and on Treebeard. But I thought, what if we really sank our teeth into the mission system? What then? What would it be like if you really went all in on mission? I don't have time to do the meta-Ds. There's like a weekly, if you do like 20 or 40 missions and all that kind of stuff. I don't really have time to do that with my other characters. What if we tried this? Number one, we tried on Treebeard, which for those of you who don't know, here on the legendary Treebeard server, the XP is much slower. We call it story pace. We acquire 40% of the normal XP, as you can see from my little tooltip there. So what would leveling in missions be like there? And then number two, what would it be like to just go all in on this and just do that for one character? We're not going to do maybe we'll go back later and clean things up if we need to. We're not going to do the epic. We're not going to do the regular quest chains. We're just going to do missions, and we'll see if we can survive off of that. I think this might work for a few reasons. I think it's going to work, number one, because you still get the on-level drops from the humanoid mobs, so goblins and things like that. They'll still drop gear. They'll still drop crafting scrolls and things of that nature. And then number two, which should get to the point of why we're in Erebor. Number two, there are a lot of rewards, and some of them are decent gear. So let's see. We are, of course, in Erebor. This is the Akrazahar room for the Karum Ubnar. And I wanted to start here because... Yeah, we know. This one actually has gear. So when you hit the acquaintance level... sorry, I'm getting distracted by the cosmeticals. When you hit acquaintance level, which is like almost immediately, you can start earning these the gear. It's only pants, gloves, and bracers, but it's something. If you go and look at like Wildwood, or what's the other one? Bilbo missions, obviously, or Elderslade, the Three Peaks. There's not really that much gear. So this one will actually get you some armor. It'll get us going somewhere. And then last of all, I'm just caving. Caving to my alcoholism and caving to wanting to have a stout axe burglar, even though I already have several burglars in my stable. It's an addiction, people. We can't really help it. You can't do much about personality. I feel like there's something else I was supposed to talk to you about, but I can't remember what it is. Oh well, it'll come to me. And this will be a fun little... This guy's looking great. This will be a fun little break from cranking out Angmar deeds and legendary Angmar deeds, which itself was a break from Gundabad. So it's what it is. All right, let's get after it. So I've done this. I did all these on my other burglar on Landreval, and we're just going to go through these in order, start cranking these out, see how far we can get tonight in the next hour or so. Okay, so I'm really glad I clicked this, because I did not... this one and Wildwood both don't actually they don't auto-bestow the wrapper request. So if you're unfamiliar, when you have these kinds of do X things in a day or a week or whatever, we call those a wrap request. They're a meta quest. They wrap around all the other quests. If you're doing the Yule Fest right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that thing is a Russian nesting doll of quests. So here, as well as Wildwood, they don't auto-bestow these. Now I'm about to get, you'll see in a second, I'm about to get a boatload of these weeklies, which are very nice. But for some reason, this particular one to the particular factions don't actually auto-bestow. So I'm glad they put that at the top. Because the Wildwood one is at the bottom, and I have missed it before. The rest of these, we're just going to go in order. Claws of Gabil Shatur. I have received an urgent message from the dwarves of Gabil Shatur. It seems that even though they are no longer troubled by orcs and the men of Angmar, the blade beaks that have long dwelled in the region have grown a bit more numerous and much more dangerous than they anticipated. Little Nandor the Relentless there for you. All right, we're going to go to Angmar and kill some cave claws. And if you've never seen the mission before, they all come with a twist. So I don't know if it's like these all rotate, these twists, or if it's per mission or whatever. But there's an added effect for each one. That's kind of the gimmick. Otherwise, they're just quick quests, which itself is kind of a gimmick, to just have the ability to knock some of these quests out quickly. Because you can get these done. You'll see, we'll get these done in about 5-10 minutes if I can shut up and stop talking. But the second selling point is that they have these twists, so everything's going to be a little bit different. It reminds me of whatchamacallit, the bosses, the lieutenants in what was it, in the skirmishes, because all those guys, those were kind of the way you learned what you had to learn to be successful in the skirmishes. You had to know how to handle the different. Fix this. I'm trying to make it look just like my main burglar, so I don't get too confused-icated. You had to know how to manage the different, lieutenants, because they each had a different effect. It was a whole thing. And so the twists are kind of like that. Provide some variety, some interesting flavors mechanically, different wrinkles to the whole thing. The other thing that's interesting about all this is that forget how much being a low-level burglar kind of stinks. It's not great. Look, I didn't even pack a lunch. Let's eat some of this level 10 food that I should have sold. But my crit rating is so bad. Part of it's because I'm under-geared, because I just blasted through levels basically 5 to 20. And so, what is my crit rating? Crit rating is 416. It's brutal. Ugh. And so I'm hardly popping my crit responses, but it could be worse. I get to use an axe, which really, that's the main selling point of playing a stout axe blargler. Get to bring the chop. And plus riddling creatures into confundatory is always super fun. But what this does allow us to do, since I don't have that many skills to begin with, and I'm not hitting my crit that much, you can play with some of these other ones. So I'm going to be using Addle quite a lot. Addle, besides, it really just creates a debuff for skill inductions, which I don't think in this case is really going to do anything. But it's also my interrupt, so it's fine. This is fine. You like that animation? So this is what happens when you play Stout Axe or High Elf. You get these new and improved animations. So you look like a nut. Oh, get out of here. Oh, there we go. We triggered it. And we're living large. Big damage. Okay, and I do also have it. So one thing I got 16 minutes left to circumvent some of the unbelievable entish slowness of the server. I've got pocketed my Daruth Stone, which came way back when the Riders of Rohan expansion was announced, as I pre-ordered that, which gives me an extra 25% for monster kills and quests, monster kills and crafting. And I popped this bad boy, the Tome of Extraordinary Experience. So we're going to level up a little quick. And I've got the rest XP because I'm a subscriber. That's what it is. So we're going to go not quite ent-paced. A little bit faster. One thing I think one reason I haven't leveled up another burglar, besides the fact that I really like Champion, I like Brawler too, but we don't have time for all that, is because it is so brutal. It is so absolutely brutal going back and not having my full rotation of blargler abilities, as I keep going for the oh my god, I can't think of the name of the skill, but it's like the crossblades thing. We use 3 attacks, massive damage. You can aim and all that stuff. and I don't have that yet. I've applied as many skill points as I can. But I didn't do this correctly because I dropped 5 into agile hands because I wanted the crit multiplier, but I should have spread it out a little bit more so I could have earned up to aim. But that's okay. We'll get some levels on us quick. All right, come on, you digger. You blade beak digger. Coincidentally, blade beaks were mentioned in a previously unreleased letter from Tolkien to Carlo Williams. How he wished he had included more blade beaks in the Lord of the Rings. So now we can do that for him posthumously in the Lord of the Rings Online. Also recommend, speaking of which, if you are a fan of Reddit at all, or if you if you can tolerate Reddit, you should definitely pop over to the LOTRO subreddit. There's plenty of nonsense because, you know, it's the internet. It's not as bad as the official forums, but it has a lot of goodies too. And one of the ones that popped up this week was I can't think of the user's name, but they're calling it LOTRO. I think he just calls it the texture of the day. And so he picks a particularly nice looking thing, whether this today was a texture on a costume or on a piece of equipment. See, watch this. I'm about to break my knee because I don't have safe fall. Oh, they're stopping me. And so it's cool to have somebody taking the time to like zoom in on these textures at higher resolution and to point out the level of detail there is. Because, I mean, the art department in LOTRO, I think, maybe don't get their due for a few. I mean, there's quite a few reasons for that, which we can talk about later if we want. But it's cool that someone is going out of their way to show off some of the beautiful textures. Because it is a dated game, it's a dated client, but there's still a lot of cool work being done, especially if you can get it at a higher resolution, if you take the time to actually look at it. It's always been that way. I mean, we're in Angmar right now. This is a early zone, but even things like this door or the scales and things like that on these guys, even that was good back in the day. So you can imagine the years of experience the team has gained and new blood they brought in. It's very cool to highlight that. You'll note I'm wearing some very burglarious. Oh, hold on. Let me deal with this guy first. What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner. Let's see what else I got on here. Oh, this happens when you use your interrupt as a regular attack. Oh, we can put him to sleep. There we go. We riddled him out of whatever this he was about to do. Sit down, son. Very good. As I was saying, you'll notice I'm wearing some very burglarious gear. This is mostly the Thrill Seeker's armor. The shoulders were too big. I had to turn those off. But shout out to Laura Lenarion. I think that's her name. She's on Twitter. She's also active on Reddit. But I just put a post out there like, how do I look cool as a stout axe burglar? And she responded within an hour with some very awesome, very particular recommendations, like very specific ones. Only problem is where we are here in the Treebeard server, which I'll tell you about in just a moment.
At your service and your families.
Yeah. All right, there's one. Okay, this is what I was talking about. The weekly mission, continuing mission. You do 15, 45 missions. You get extra goodies. You get virtue XP. You get runes. You get bonus character boosts. Okay, this might be new, or maybe it's always been there. I hadn't noticed. So there are ways to, this is another means of advancement if you stick with these missions, which we're going to kind of experiment with as we go, because these motes can be turned in for adventurer's gear, which I think is pretty mediocre at best. But if you go, but there's another, so anyway, it's another means by which we can level up properly, even if we're just doing missions. And I'm curious to see how those are going to work out. It's the same thing. You can do 15 and 45. You get, it looks like the same goodies. So that's pretty cool. And then we get our Krumabnar weekly, which will get us more tokens, which will get us some gear and other goodies. This just might be crazy enough to work.
What do you want?
Defilers in the Dale. Not going to read this one dramatically, sorry. We're going to crack on here. Yeah, let's get them. I was in need of a new shtick. I don't stream that often. I'm on holiday right now, and I love playing lots of LOTRO when I'm on holiday. That's another fun thing about playing on Treebeard. The game gets very confused because Moria is not open yet. So if you somehow get here, the game's like, get out! For example, if on my High Elf, my main character, I earned the racial skill to travel to Karas Galathon because I'm a big bad High Elf. And when I go there, that pops up. It actually follows through on what it does, what it says it's going to do, and it kicks me out. It sends me back from whence I came because Lothlorien is not yet open on the Treebeard servers. Same thing happens in Elderslade. If you do the introductory mission with Ausma, and it takes you to Elderslade. Ausma, a very underrated character. I was glad that she got some time to shine in the Good to Bad expansion. So, anyways, I was in need of a new shtick. Because as I said, I don't stream that much. I do my monthly Beneath Your Feet stream on LOTRO stream. But when I do stream, I don't always stream, but when I do, I want it to be some kind of theme or something. Because I'm not entertaining enough, nor do I have a strong enough or interesting enough personality to just talk with you guys while I level for hours and hours and do the standard content. So I was doing previously the level 1 LOTRO series, which seemed like some of you guys liked. It was pretty cool. If you missed that, all I did was what is this? Okay, I guess we're destroy blighted cauldrons. Okay, what I did was I spawned a character, a hobbit, and I immediately slapped the level boost or the what's it called, the stone of the tortoise on him. So the kid didn't get any experience points. He was zero experience points, level 1. And we got through the introduction. We went out into the wide world, and we were entertained because it's kind of hilarious to see a level 1 hobbit fleeing a level 2 boar, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of problems staying with level 1. First of all, I can't do anything. You can't equip decent crafting tools. You can only equip the standard ones that they give you when you choose your vocation. I could not get my subscribers bonus to speed up the crafting. Ding ding. We take a drink when we level up. That's good tea. Most importantly, there's not a lot to do when you're a level 1 character. So I could keep, we could do a show that's just me chattering to you guys while I slow craft my way with a level 1 character. Or, I could go and try to gather equip materials out in the wide world, dodging bad guys and so on. Not super exciting. So, I'm not really going to continue that one. And so this seemed like a cool alternative. A nice little shtick than just leveling up. Seems to be going okay so far. I'm getting plucked full of arrows. I'm not utilizing my riddle enough. Because I typically play just redline. I don't know if you guys realize this or not. This game is just about combat. It's 99% combat. There's plenty of other things to do. Crafting is fun. Festivals are fun. The social component is fun. Just being in Middle Earth is fun. That's why I'm here. Why most of you who play the game are here. But let's be real. 90% of the game is combat. And so I stay in the red DPS line for burglars, which is great. It's not as shingy as a champion, but it's very capable. However, when you're the shingiest and you're slinging your daggers around, you don't think too much about riddling guys. I play a little bit of yellow, like when I do, especially in the Remerkant days, the last few years, the yellow debuff burglar was pretty much in high demand, and so I kind of had to learn how to do that. You can still put out a lot of damage as a yellow burglar. And I played blue a lot. The gambler is super fun and interesting. I think it's quite possibly... I've played all the classes. The few that I've not played extensively include Runekeeper and Brawler. But for my money, I think the blue gambler burglar is probably the most interesting to play. because the gamble mechanic is just so cool and fun and interesting. And just, I love, anything that's got a little RNG is always more exciting. But again, it's more involved. It's not very straightforward. The damage output is not what it could be. It's extremely survivable because you have a huge number of self heals and stuns and things like that. But it's not efficient. And so what I end up doing, especially, on my main burglar on Landy, I'm just still finishing up Gundabad content. And it's like, all I'm doing is killing orcs and wolves. So why would I want to make it any harder? So we stick with the red line. So that's what I'm doing here on this boy for now. We might switch to blue to change it up. But for now, this is what it is. Yeah, stun dust, that's going to help me a lot. Let's grab that stun dust real quick. So anyway, point being, I'm just not thinking that much about riddling these guys. I'm thinking more about stabbing them to death, which is what it is. That's kind of why I stuck with Champion too, because again, if you can be one thing, you should be efficient. And if this game is mostly about combat, you probably want the guys that are best at combat. And every class has their strength. Every class is good at stuff. Every good class is capable of handling content in its own way, more interesting ways than just chopping stuff. But for me, the champions are the most efficient. So the red burglar is kind of like a champion with options. So what are we at here? We need one more defiler. One more cauldron. No problem. Turn around. So even though I don't have my typical rotation, I don't have aim. I'm still opening with cunning attack. Some people say surprise strike is the way to go, but I think cunning attack will crit more effectively from stealth and do more damage more quickly than a big blast from surprise strike. And that's not my own smarts coming through. That was from a very knowledgeable burglar in my kinship. Where is the last one? There it is. I'm going to riddle him so he doesn't bother us. And I will say, I do absolutely, completely miss the ability to sneak past stupid stuff that you don't want to do. That's partly another reason why I like Burglar so much, is because I'm quite lazy. I just want to get through the content and enjoy the next stuff. And so I forget that often with the champ. You gotta fight, because that's literally the only thing you do is you fight. You chop stuff up. And so one trick I would do with my burglar, I'd hop on my mighty steed, and I would just go to where I needed to go, and then I would hide in plain sight. And what that does, if you're not familiar, clears you of any effects that you may have, and puts you in stealth immediately. And everybody, all the bad guys go, "Where did you go?" And you're good. So if you're trying to get to just like a quest objective or something, they can also get you in a lot of trouble if you're not careful. But it's very convenient as well. Sorry, I just thought of something. I'm going to see... Oh, I don't have my subscriber thing. I was going to check and see if I had a rep boost. So let me run back and do that. So anyway, I don't have that on my champion. And so there have been a few times lately where I've dashed about thinking, oh yeah, I'll just get to where I need to go and then drop into stealth, hide in plain sight. Not so much. Then I'm get killed or got to fend off an army of trolls or whatever. It's ridiculous. Oh, that's another wrinkle that we're going to have to figure out. Well, first of all, welcome to Shea Shoreless. We are decorated for the holidays. Not too much, actually. I skipped a couple days from the festival, so I need to head back and see if I can get some more goodies for the inside. I've only got a couple of wreaths in there, so I'm not going to send that to you and show you that. But anyway, as I was saying, the racial traits, that'll be another interesting part of this whole experiment, because the Stout Axe racial traits, heritage traits, I think the main one, you have to kill a lot of Angmarin. Oh, it's Affadil, you guys. Hopefully you caught... This is B4. Hopefully you caught their stream on LOTRO stream earlier today. It was yesterday. with the plugins. So good. That was yesterday or Tuesday. Huh? The days bleed together when I'm on holiday. But anyway, check his stuff out. It's great. So anyway, let's think about this while we're at it. We've got all these. First of all, they need to turn class race epic into 3 different tabs here because this is ridiculous. But anyway, let's see. Oh, I haven't even unlocked these yet. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so I've got Unwritten Destiny. I guess I got that one for free. Plus 10 Vitality. You love to see it. Fortitude. Plus 1 Shadow Mitigation. You love to see it. And let's see. What else have we got? The Axe bonus. Nimble-handed. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up later. Because, you know, I don't know if the missions are going to cover it or not. We'll have to figure that out. Alright, so I got my subscriber jug here. Let's crack on. Back at it again. Yes, okay, good. You can. Okay, cool. I don't think I realized you could go straight to the mission areas from the homestead. Perfect. Alright, let's see how many more missions we can get done here. So many chairs. Ridiculous. Enemies at the East Gate. Weren't we just in the Dimrill Dale? Who cares? Let's go fight some stuff. We're gonna fight some stuff. Twist gated. You must find a way to breach a barrier to reach him. Oh, hopefully this is the one where you get to like punch your way through. Punch your way through the gate. I think it is actually. I remember this one specifically because there is a giant gate. You have to punch your way through Street Fighter style. Turn around. Yeah. Do. Let's see. Oh boy. Let's do that one. Knives Out is fun because you get a big blast of damage first, and then you get. I think it's a pretty useful skill for the dwarf burglars because it does a lot of stuff. So you take all the hits. You can't evade, block, or parry, but it reduces your incoming damage. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. But it's one of those things that actually keeps you out of trouble. It's one of the few AoEs that we burglars get on demand without needing a reaction, which you love to see. I don't really need to use that stun dust, but I'm going to anyway. Use it on the wrong guy, of course. It's quite alright. We are doing fine, just fine. Okay, so... Okay. Hope you guys are doing good out there in the chat. Hope you're having lots of fun wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. That's the other fun thing about being on holiday. Streaming with your kids around. Okay. I'm trying to remember when, at a certain point, you get, I think, a passive that lets you sneak super fast. It's like 30%. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's fast. It's a lot faster than just walking. I can't quite remember when you get that level, but it's pretty great. Okay, so I think, yeah, I absolutely remember this quest now, which I think answers our questions about are the twists randomized. They are not. They are per mission. So I definitely remember punching through this gate at one point. let's get these boys out of here. Yep. Love Druid says, kids at home for the holidays is always a task. Yeah, there's something to that song. How does it go? Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. Love my kids, love hanging out with my kids. We had a great time today, but sometimes it's time to move on. All right, here we go. The big finish. Yeah, watch this. So if you remember, although I will say it, a dwarf with axes is making a little more sense chopping through this gate than a hobbit with daggers. But this is definitely... What, is that going to do anything? Definitely absurd. Definitely reminiscent of Street Fighter or your 90s beat 'em up of choice. And I would say an interesting choice for designing for an MMO. What if we had him tear up a door? Brilliant. Yeah, we've done it. We have cleared the way. Love the quiet time. That's very smart. Yeah, we need to bring that back. We used to be very consistent about having our kids do quiet time with whatever it might be. We've gotten away from that, partly because the little sister does not do well with that. She loves having people around, so I think we eventually gave up the fight on that. All right, might be in trouble on this one, but never fear, we can still stick and move. Yeah, I agree. Even though it is bizarre, punching through a door is quite satisfying. There are far worse ways to fill the content. All right, we did it. All right, we've done it. Good job, team. I did think this is another odd choice that I haven't figured out. Why do we have these mission reward chests? Why is it not just bestowed as part of the package deal for turning in the quest? I don't know. It's what it is.
Gundabad will be ours once more.
Keep us on the narrow way.
Long live Durin Stonehelmson.
All right, more Angmarin stuff. This could be good. I forgot what part of my setup here. There we go. I was missing a key component. My cell phone stand, so I can actually look at the chat without too much trouble. All right, let's go kill some Angmarin. How's that sound? Twist Burning Shield. Some monsters in this mission will apply a flame. Ooh, that's cute. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm most curious to get to the Elder Slade missions, because those are the ones I've done the least. Here we go. You go to sleep. Okay, that must be a later ability, because typically I could... you can... Come on, brain. You can riddle from stealth and it doesn't break stealth, but that must be later on, a later on skill. But anyway, yeah, I didn't do too many of those Elder Slade ones, so I'm curious to see all the different rotations that they have, because Wildwood and Erebor, and I believe the Bilbo Baggins one as well, they're all just a static list of missions. So I'd be curious to see the rotating ones in Elder Slade. Yeah, Love Druid suggests that maybe they just wanted to change it up a little bit. Yeah, I think there's something to that. Just to continue to differentiate the missions from all the other content that we have. That's probably true. And also it's There's a little bit of uniformity to it as well, just because some of the other instances will end with a chest, so maybe they're trying to keep it that way too. Who knows? I just know I've forgotten it a few times, and so that means that I don't like it, even if it was completely my fault. Yeah, chest opening gratification is real. I think it's something I've come to appreciate, you know, becoming a senior MMO citizen, as it were, is just how much psychology plays into this and being okay with that. Because even, you know, there's a discussion on Reddit the other day about the upcoming battle pass. Everybody's calling it a battle pass, but it's like the LI track, XP track. And like, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a little marketing psychology if it gives me the feels of accomplishment. I'm really okay with that. Unless they're ripping you off, then obviously it's a problem. But it's the same thing with the chest, isn't it? Oh, there's the burning shield. What does that even do? Reflect 15% fire damage. No, sir. No. Go stop it. So there's definitely something enticing about the chests. And you can rest assured knowing there are no mimics in Middle Earth, so the chest is 9 times out of 10 is going to be fine. Come on, dude. Okay, thankfully the induction on these fire shields are quite long. So what's going on, Love Druid? You got plans for the holidays? Here they come. Who dares summon me? That's nothing. I got another stun here with exploit opening. Obviously, I'm not in a fellowship, so I can't do a fellowship maneuver. But I don't think it's on the same cooldown or same timer as the same immunity timer. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Never mind. But it's nice to have. You'll love to see it. Oh, that's great. Working on a Discord bot. Yeah. I don't know why. That's, speaking of gratification, that's fun too. We started up a Discord for an upcoming card game called Earthborn Rangers, and I was surprised by how much fun I had learning how to do the Discord bot. Yeah. Holidays for me, just lots of family time. Lots of vid games. Trying to get right back on track with some writing. And then short of that, just opening prezzies with the family and trying to dodge the Megatron variant. But we're all vaxxed, so I'm not too worried about it. We got the vaxies and the boosties.
At your service and your families.
That's 4. Let's do one more, make it a nice round. Okay, I'm actually going to time this one, so I want to see how long this one's actually taking, because they seem to be taking about 5 minutes, and that's kind of been my experience before, but let's actually time it a little bit. Sacrificial, that's pretty dark. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's actually any combat in this one. You're just trying to pump these guys up. No, there it is. Because this is LOTRO, we're actually physically fighting despair. No problem can't be solved with the right amount of stabbing. That's definitely changing it up, though. I think there was another mission with some dancing involved. I can't remember. We're going to find out. You're welcome, buddy. There we go. I love it when they do this very it's not even I mean, is it an abstraction when you're physically fighting despair or weather or whatever it might be? Got him. Just a few more. That does a lot of damage too, doesn't it? Purge corruption. It's usually used for removing corruption, but 400 damage, that's nothing to sneeze at least not at this level. And it scales appropriately. And last one. And we're done. I do love opening that chest. You're right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12. Okay. All right. I think we'll make it an even. We'll make it an even 5 this evening. I think it was a great start to our little adventure here. So thanks everybody for watching, for stopping by. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for the Beneath Your Feet podcast. And let's see what else to talk about. So I'm going to be on LOTRO stream next week, next Tuesday night, right after the holidays. And you can catch me on Twitter at Shoreless Skies for all the fun and for any other streams and all kinds of crazy projects I'm up to. And yeah, thanks again. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you later.